Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video. And, well, today we're going to be talking about 4KMedia. Because something just recently came out about 4KMedia that really is going to piss you off. And it pissed me off reading it. So, as a guy who actively follows Yu-Gi-Oh! And pretty much knows probably a vast majority of information about Yu-Gi-Oh! This is gonna, well, it's pissing me off making this video, by the way. I don't think I've really expressed it enough so far, but I will be, don't worry. But, so, basically, there is this group called Team Millennium, and they are basically a group that is currently doing a FanDub of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zero, which was never licensed by anyone. It was only done, it was an anime done, it's a prequel to the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, and it was done by Toei Animation, and it was, it wasn't included in the license, basically, to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise, which is why 4KMedia for kids can't touch it. Okay? That's why it hasn't been dubbed to this day. So, they're currently doing that. The thing is, their original plan, because they started this up in 2015. Okay? So, their original plan, though, for their FanDub project was to English dub FanDub the Season 4 Yu-Gi-Oh! GX that every Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan has been waiting for. We've all been waiting for a dub of Season 4, the final conclusion of GX, that we never got. So, they were only going to dub the 4th season. Okay? So, within about a month after they announced that they were going to be doing this project, basically, in 2015. Again, this was in 2015. They had to cancel their GX Season 4 FanDub because 4KMedia got involved. Now, guys, I just want to say this right now. I have made videos defending 4Kids, so people need to understand that this is coming from a guy who actually has openly defended 4Kids in different videos before in the past. So I don't want to hear that, from some of the guys that are going to comment down here, oh, how are you betraying 4Kids like that? And I'm like, you guys got to know something by me by now. I call it as I see it. And what I see is absolute bullshit. Yes, bullshit. I said it. I can respect these guys too. I haven't watched their team or Yu-Gi-Oh! Zero FanDub yet, but I do plan on watching it. I haven't had the opportunity to watch them yet, but I am highly interested in watching because I've never seen the series before because it was never brought to the States. So I am interested to see it as someone that's actually interested in doing voice acting work. I do stuff for Cartoon Fight Club a lot. I did the Vegeta voice for Vegeta vs. Thork on Cartoon Fight Club episode 76. As well as I do a lot of co-hosting now for AR, as we just recently did Raven versus Mewtwo. That just came out yesterday. That I still haven't gotten a chance to watch the animation for, by the way, because I was very busy yesterday. But anyways, so I respect these guys because these guys are like young voice actors that want to probably eventually get into the business, but at the same time they have a fun for doing, a fan dub of something that we all Yu-Gi-Oh fans wanted to see, and I can respect that. So in 2015, okay, there was basically, essentially, a cease and desist by 4KMedia to stop dubbing, or they're going to get sued, basically. And actually, as a matter of fact, in one of my videos I made last year, around last year, which was, my rant about Season 4 Yu-Gi-Oh! GX not being dubbed and it should be dubbed or whatever, I did a rant on that. And kind of, made a couple jokes in there, but at the same time, I was being serious about it should be dubbed. It was a really cool video, and it still gets viewed to this day. I still, on occasion, will get comments about that video. So thank you all that watched that video, because when I made it, I didn't think it was going to actually do that well. It was just kind of supposed to be, a rant on like B wanting Season 4, but it still shows that the fan base, really thinks what I feel, that, GX Season 4 should be dubbed. In my personal opinion, GX is the best of all 4 series, or 5, I guess, currently. I think Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is better than the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Honestly. I like the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Too, but I actually prefer GX. I like the protagonist better. I like Jaden's story better than Yugi's story, because Yugi was always he was always like the star, basically, and stuff. Like, Jaden's a star too, but he was presented always as an underdog, and I always liked that better. Yugi was always respected by Kaiba and stuff like that, so I always preferred that. I always prefer a story, underdog earning the respect better. I thought that story, and I do like the concept of the school better too. But let's get out of that whole thing right now. But anyways, back to the point at hand. Was in the video, someone recently actually commented to me about where is it? So here we go. So a fan recently commented to me about I think at this point some professionals or fans should just FanDub, quotation mark, it with actors choose enough close enough to the English voices. Maybe they'll get a voice out there to complete the series, and if not, at least everyone wants to see it, saying that, the real ending, and fill in the differences in that mind with the real actors' voices. So I actually answered to him, and basically told him that 4KMedia sent a cease and desist to a group that was going to make a fan dub. Of course, back then, I didn't know the full extent of what happened, but now we do. So Team Millennium basically made almost a 2-hour podcast-type video explaining what happened. Now, if you don't want to watch that 2-hour video, which I'll be eventually going around to watching it too, by the way, I didn't get time to watch it yesterday, but they had a description. In the description, they had, like, the email, like, they actually released the emails, which kind of actually surprised me. So then I was like, okay, I'm just going to skim through these emails and read them, and if you guys read the emails and read everything, that's basically all you need to know. It basically gives you everything on this and my view on this. After just looking at this, not even actually looking at the video yet, which I eventually will. I just haven't had time to, because I'm just very busy these days. And a 2-hour video is a very long video. especially when you have the emails right here that pretty much tells you everything you need to know. So basically, the subject of the email was quotation mark game off question mark end quotation. And the first email was sent by a guy named Chris. I'm sorry if I say this name wrong. Birmont. I'm not very good with last names. So we're going to read this, and again, I'm going to put the link in the description. I'm going to put the video link in the description box too, so you're going to be able to see all this. So basically, okay, he says, my name is Chris Biermont or whatever. I am a producer at 4KMedia Incorporated, the company responsible for Yu-Gi-Oh! Outside of Asia. I want to let you know that while we appreciate the enthusiastic talents of Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans, particularly, projects can't go any further without possibly exploiting it participating to legal action. This morning I received an email from Yu-Gi-Oh's primary right holders in Japan informing me of your website, this project, which I'll get to that in a second because I call bullshit on that. But I'll get to that in a second. I was instructed to take action that would result in the site's removal, as you haven't posted episodes. However, I don't believe you've done anything yet that warrants this. We are not in the habits of taking down fan pages just because they use our arts or logos. However, posting a full episode will exploit you to possible legal action. Again, we truly appreciate your love and dedication. A project like this reflects we see so many awesome fans, art from the community, cosplay, illustrated reviews, reactions, parody videos, etc., etc. And then, however, a straight redub of this content is something we illegally can't apply, and honestly, we don't want to put time and effort into something that we are going to have to shut down. So I'm requesting you to please let this go before the situation accelerates any further. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. And then he gives his name or whatever. Okay, so my thoughts on the first email. First of all, I call bullshit on the Japanese thing. Okay, as I said earlier. Okay, first of all, 4KMedia recently settled, they didn't sell, they won the lawsuit, which led to 4Kids selling it to Konami and their production studio and the Yu-Gi-Oh! And everything, basically. And then they rebranded themselves to 4KMedia. Technically, 4Kids is still 4KMedia. It's just under different ownership. That's how it was. They sold the production studio. It's the same studio, same dubbing studio that 4Kids used to use, is what they're currently using to dub Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, for anyone who doesn't know that. So, why do I call bullshit on this? Because, one, the Japanese company isn't going to know this for sure. They're not going to know this right away, especially since this is right when they just started to do stuff, and they don't really notice anything until stuff is posted. They don't really notice anything until things are posted, and then even then, it's not like this group is like Team 4-Star. It's not like, the Japanese companies really don't try to get involved until, like, they see, like, holy crap, these guys are getting a lot of publicity off of this. That's the only time you will see a Japanese company really intervene. Like, I've seen so many fan dubs done on YouTube, like, for different franchises that actually have official English dubs, okay? Might I add you. Okay, so the fact that 4Kids or 4K Media was all up on this before they even uploaded an episode, which, by the way, they were only going to do season 4, not the redubs of season 1, 2, or 3, as this guy said in the first email, or made it sound like. Okay, so, and another thing about the Japanese company, okay, I find this funny. They said this about the Japanese company because here's the thing. Okay, back in 2014 or 2015, there was actually, okay, a German company, okay, that wanted to do a German English dub season, or not English dub, I'm sorry, a German dub in Germany for season 4 Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, right? And here's the thing. They called the Japanese company first. And they were directed, the Japanese company basically told them and directed them to 4Kids. So they basically said, we can't really do anything, you got to talk to 4Kids or 4K Media. And so then the German company then called them up and basically said, the season 4 is unavailable because we never dubbed it. So the only thing you can do is the first 3 seasons. That's the only thing you can show. So why does that matter? Well, that basically tells you that Japan has absolutely no say in dubbing things to begin with. You know, in terms of dubbing them into different languages or stuff like that, they have no say in that to begin with. So the fact that the Japanese company informed 4Kids or 4K Media, I call that into question. I doubt very highly that the Japanese company would stumble upon an American website and be like, oh, we got to call 4Kids about this. Or we got to call 4K Media about this. I doubt it very highly that this happened. Okay? So, to me, this was a straight-up lie. Okay? This was a straight-up lie, in my opinion. I have no proof of this, but I think it was a straight-up lie. Just to make it seem like that, you know, the Japanese company, they said this, not us. There's not one Japanese company, okay, that I can recall that gets so fidgety over a FanDub that hasn't even one episode yet. Okay? Not even one episode. Okay? So, there was another email which they responded to them. And, they kind of asked about this. They explained, what they want to do. They're not making a profit off of it. Fair use. All that stuff. And some of the questions they answered, I'm not going to go through them because there's a lot to go through, but you guys can read it yourself. But here's the thing. One of the things that stood out to me, okay, when I read this whole, the reply back email that they got from Mr. Chris is the one where they said, and quote, if we continue with this is what Team Millennium said. If we continue with this, making no profits from it, does Konami or 4K Media lose any money from us dubbing Season 4 in English? Potentially, yes. I mean, technically, they already have since they are paying me to write this email. I thought you worked for 4K Media, so yeah. I just didn't understand this, like, okay, so, first of all, this would not affect anything. As a matter of fact, if anything, it would just make more fans want an official Season 4 GX English dub. So, in terms of this hurting them, it would not hurt them. It would actually probably help them because then they would get probably more people into the show And then, possibly they could actually dub a season 4. And so then they go on to say, if at all possible, well, no, I don't want to go in that one. That one, I wanted to go in the one. Where was the one? I wanted to talk about. So where is it? There was one in here that stood out to me. Because there was something. Okay, I'm not gonna read all of this, but there was something in here that I wanted to read to people because there was something that stood out to me really good. About this whole thing. They basically okay, here we go. Okay, so in the goal right here, okay, so they ask, basically our project goals is only to dub season 4. That's their priority. We're already dubbing life. We have no intention of dubbing anything that is currently done. The community as a whole, we feel GX needs to be completed. All of us fans in the United States and Europe and any other English-speaking countries, those fans may feel left out. We don't want to make any money out of this. Again, no intentions of doing that. And then Mr. Chris responds, Season 4 is also licensed by 4KMedia, and I'll get to that in a second. Okay, when Yu-Gi-Oh! GX originally aired, another company held the rights. And for whatever reason, they did not opt to localize these episodes. 4Kids is not that other company. Bullshit. That is not to say we'll be releasing a Season 4 anytime soon. But we do have agreements with the creators and the right owners that we paid for, and the option to dub is on the table, end quote. And I'm not going to get into the other stuff he said, because there was more stuff he said, but I want to get into that, because that right there is what annoyed me. Okay, for one, okay, in the passage, in the paragraph, he says that Season 4 was licensed by 4KMedia. Okay, and then he says another company held the rights. Basically, he's basically alluding to 4Kids. Even though 4KMedia is 4Kids, it's just owned now by Konami. Okay, so he's saying they opted not to localize these episodes. Okay, so going by your logic, okay, that you're not the 4Kids that dubbed seasons 1, 2, and 3, okay, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, seasons 1, 2, and 3, okay, so if you have the license to dub season 4, why aren't you doing it? Okay, you just said that... You just said, right, okay, they just said in this passage that another company did season 1, 2, and 3, and that they opted not to localize these episodes. But you guys are saying that they're a different company, so why aren't you dubbing it then? You control the license now, right? You own the GX4 license, right? So why aren't you dubbing it then, 4KMedia? And then you say that, again, this was back in 2015. Then you say we are not releasing a Season 4 anytime soon, but we do have an agreement with the creator and right owners that were paid for, and the option to dub is on the table, which means they are basically telling this group that the option to dub this Season 4 is on the table. So, Okay, if it's on the table, then get off your buttholes and freaking English dub season 4 of GX. It's on the table. Well, then go dub it then. What the frig? Like, these are the most dumbest answers I've seen before. Like, they're saying, oh, well, we have the license, but, you know, that other company, which is still you, by the way, but you're saying that other company, because they were owned by someone else, they opted not to, but we have the license now, so we're just going to continue not dubbing it because, because we just don't want to, or whatever. What the Oh, we have an agreement with the creator, so the dub option is always on the table. Don't worry, it's always on the table, people. Don't worry, it's on the table. Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyone who sees this, and you know what? I want to spread this. I want to spread this email to everyone because I want everyone to, like, tweet to 4KMedia because, you know what? I feel like the only way we're going to get a Season 4 English dub is if we take this little email where they basically made themselves look like hypocrites and take it and tell them to dub Season 4. Because, like they basically said, oh, we have an agreement. We have an agreement. We have an agreement. So, okay, if you have an agreement to dub Season 4, then go dub it. Go dub it. Get off your buttholes. We've waited over 10 years for a Season 4 English dub. And don't tell me you don't have the voice actors because you brought all the GX English voice actors back for Duel Links. For that great app game, which I've been playing as the GX characters, Jaden and Alexis, primarily, for a while now. Actually, I got Alexis and Jaden at, like, the max level right now. I got a really good Alexis deck right now in Duel Links. But, yeah, like, what the frig? Go dub the thing then. You have it, so go dub it then. Get off your buttholes and goddamn English dub this season. That's what I gotta say about 4KMedia. They basically just made themselves look like hypocrites. Again, this was in 2015. This is before Duel Links was out. This was before a lot of I believe in the original Yu-Gi-Oh movie that came out last year. But you brought back the original. Well, I shouldn't say the original Alexis Rose voice actor, but the second English voice actor for Alexis Rose that took over for the original one. During the GX series for Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V. So, yeah, it's on the table. Okay, if it's on the table, English dub it. English dub it. Quit hiding around bullshit. And, dub it. Don't give some bullshit answer. Like, because that was a bullshit answer, oh, we have the license, but we choose not to dub it because that other company didn't dub it, so we're not going to dub it, even though we could, because you got companies like Funimation, you got companies like Viz, you got companies like Savari Films, you got freaking anime companies that are actually English dubbing things, recycling things, and bringing dubs back. Dubbing series that never were dubbed. You got stuff like that happening all the time. But, 4KMedia, we're not going to dub it because another company didn't dub it. But we're going to leave the option out. We're going to tell you, don't worry. We're leaving that option out, people. We are leaving that option out. So don't worry, people. Don't worry. We're leaving that option out. Oh my God. Come on. This is a load of crap. It is a load of crap. Absolutely, positively ridiculous. Ridiculous on all goddamn levels. So like I said, I'm going to put the full video down for Team Millennium's video. Go check it out. Go support them, by the way, because they do a really good job at doing fan dubs. I haven't checked it. Well, I personally haven't watched their videos yet, but from what I've heard, they're doing a really good job, and I eventually will go watch them too. And go check out their video if you have time to watch 2-hour video. And what else? Read this email, because I'm not gonna get into the full thing, but just read it. The whole thing I wanted to get out was the whole thing that they said about leaving the option on the table there. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate, and hopefully we will eventually get a Season 4 GX dub, because apparently the option is still on the table, guys. So I guess the only way we're going to be able to do it is we get enough publicity to get it dubbed. That's all I can think of right now. Because the option's still on the table. Supposedly the option's still on the table, ladies and gentlemen. It's still on the table. It's been established. This was established by a 4KMedia producer. So, yeah. That's what I got to say. I'm out of here. Comment, rate. If you like to video my videos, please subscribe. And that's about it, guys. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of here. Peace.